Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today I would like to comment on one thing that came out in a case in New York about a judge that was ruling on a case that Donald Trump was involved in. It says here, judge rules that Trump engaged in repeated fraud, effectively deciding central question in a $250 million civil trial. Now, this is regarding the valuation of his real estate and how Donald Trump presented the value of his real estate to bankers versus to other people. Did he overvalue it? Did he undervalue it? And they are looking to cancel his business certificates in the state of New York. To state my bias up front, because a lot of people that discuss politics don't do this, and it rather annoys me because I really like to know what the biases of the people that are feeding me news. I don't particularly care for Donald Trump much. I really don't like his leadership style, and at this point, I just kind of wish he would go the F away. That being said, there are things that are brought up in this particular article, and there were things that were said by this particular judge that I think set a chilling precedent for how business is done in New York City, and I would really like to see if after this trial concludes, if business will be done differently in New York City going forward. There is one particular line in this article. I'm not going to be going over the entire article, but I would like to go over the part that I find interesting here, where it says, Judge Arthur Engoron cites false and misleading square footage of Trump's Fifth Avenue apartment, among other faulty valuations. In his ruling Tuesday, Engoron said Trump inflated the value of his own Trump Tower residence, including claiming the property was triple its size in actual square feet. And longtime viewers of this channel probably know where I'm going at this point in time. I was looking to rent a new store 4 years ago, and I decided to film the process because it was incredibly frustrating. Here you can see a playlist that has over 50 videos of me going to many different places and destroying every professional realtor in New York City with this one new trick. Yes, if I title the video that, please unsubscribe. But in all seriousness, this here is what we call a laser measure, otherwise known as a lie detector in New York City commercial real estate. What this does is it allows me to measure the size of a room very quickly without taking out a tape measure. I can add up the size of all the different rooms and then see one quick measurement on my device that tells me exactly how large the space that I'm looking to rent is. And here is what happens when you try to rent a commercial space in New York City. You will get something like this.
And just know it's not me. It's the way it's listed. That's how I get it.
But did you post the ad or did they post the ad?
No, you see, they told
Why the fuck you lying?
So this space was advertised as 1,800 square feet, and when I showed up, it was approximately 838 square feet, which meant that it was literally less than half the size that was being advertised. But wait, there's more.
2,500. Okay. What was this? How many square feet?
I got you, 2,500.
All right, 2,500. Okay, front section is 472. I mean, that's the thing. It actually is the amount of space that I do need.
Oh, it is?
It's just given that it's 1,700 square feet, not 2,500. I'd be willing.
I'm going to tell you.
Pick up my prices, but I also don't lie about the shit that I'm selling and claim it's something it's not.
They're not lying. It's commercial real estate.
It's not lying, it's commercial real estate, which was the beginning of a 4-year running meme of me selling mugs saying it's not lying, it's commercial real estate when it comes to New York City. You see, in New York City, they genuinely believe that they are not lying. That is simply the reality of commercial real estate. We make up numbers. We claim that things are what they are not in an attempt to extract more money from you than we would otherwise extract. Because these leases are written with a dollar amount per square foot per year. $66 per square foot per year. $150 per square foot per year. And if you are getting less square footage than what you are actually paying for, then that would be something that I would consider fraud, which really brings up the question, what is the threshold for fraud in New York City and New York State? And particularly, what is the threshold for fraud in order to have your business certificates or your business licenses revoked for you to not be able to do commercial real estate or residential real estate in the city anymore? Is it when you advertise a 1,000 square foot space as 3,000? Is it 3x? Is it when you advertise a 1,000 square foot space as 2,000? If you advertise an 838 square foot space for 1,800 square feet, is that fraud? Should the realtor that was saying, and I quote on camera, it's not lying, it's commercial real estate, be allowed to do business in the city? Should any of these building owners be allowed to do business in the city? Because if you go through this entire playlist over here, which is at something like 50 videos, one thing you will notice is that for every single store that I went into with this, and I mean every single one, they lie. They all lied. The best that I got was at 141 West 27th Street, where they claimed it was 2,500 square feet and it actually came out to 2,250. They lied by about 10%, which in New York is essentially telling the truth. Because if you're only lying by 10%, by New York standards, you're more honest than Abraham Lincoln. But in all seriousness, every single person in this industry lies their ass off, and there is nobody to report it to. Again, if I sell a laptop that a customer forfeited, that I literally have a transcript of them forfeiting, of me not buying it from them, and I can show that, I can be fined up to $15,000 for doing that.
And they won't answer my phone calls or text messages or emails. Does that have to get entered into the Leads Online database, or how does that work?
However, if every single one of these lying-ass motherfuckers decides for years after year after year to defraud their customers, defraud the people they're advertising to, and defraud the people that are buying and renting these properties, they are allowed to do so with no consequence. There is nobody to report it to. So it really does beg the question, do I like Donald Trump very much? Not really. But if he is going to have his business licenses and his ability to do business in that city and in that state revoked as a result of lying about the size of his real estate assets, is that standard going to be applied to every single other lying schmuck piece of garbage fuck-ass realtor in that city that makes their living off of lying to people? Because the entire city is built on that lie. Again, if you do not believe me, if you think that I am lying, if you think that I am making this up for a video, all I suggest you do is walk into a Home Depot, buy a laser measurer, the cheapest one will do. You don't have to buy a fancy Bosch like I did because that was the only one they had in stock that day and I wanted it in time for my video, and simply show up to any one of these. You do not have to be rich. You do not have to show proof of financial anything. You can literally just go through loopnet.com, any one of these websites where brokers list their commercial real estate listings, and show up, look at the square footage they say it is, and then measure it. And you will see for yourself that that entire city is built on lies, and there is no enforcement body. There is nobody that you can go to. Again, God forbid that Lewis sell a laptop that his customer literally left in the fucking store, did not get back to him on for 3 years, that I have documentation for. I can be fined. And they can't even tell me how to obey the law. But somebody that owns billions upon billions of dollars worth of property is allowed to lie about that property with zero consequences. Unless you don't like them politically, in which case we will mount a case against you and remove your complete right to do business in the entire city. Do I like him as a president? Again, not really. I want to be honest with you about my bias here. I don't like him. But can I be 100% honest with you? I don't like New York more. Because of shit like this. Pretending that you care about this as an issue, pretending that your city is built on upstanding measurements of your commercial real estate that are always honest and by the book with a laser measurer. Get the fuck out of here. I did a video with my boss when we decided to start making the building that I'm at 2410 San Antonio Street into a repair shop that I was going to be using. He was sold this building based on the idea that it was 8,000 square feet. And when I measured it with my laser measurer, it came out to 8,100 square feet. Because in this section of the country, when you buy or you rent 8,000 square feet, you are not renting a fucking closet. But in New York City, I swear to God, they have more square footage on loopnet.com in New York City than there are cubic feet on planet fucking Earth, because every single person that sells, leases, or owns commercial or residential real estate in that city is full of shit. And again, if you don't believe it, go through this playlist yourself or simply buy one of these measures to figure out exactly how much they fucking care about fraud when it comes to commercial real estate. As long as that allows the building valuations to stay high so that they can continue to collect high property taxes, they don't care. Does New York give two shits of a crap whether people lie about the value or the size of their properties? No, they don't. And you're not fooling anyone. Or maybe they do. And maybe I'll find out that every single one of these landlords that I've ever dealt with over the course of doing business has had their business certificate and license revoked for being dishonest on loopnet.com. No, I won't. You know that's never going to happen. We all know that that's never going to happen, and we know exactly why. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.